Hari Om. Continue with third and fourth A mantra, psychic physiology. Along with adopting a steady posture as an aid to meditation, this mantra also emphasized the need to develop subtle awareness of the chakras, or psychic energy, centers that located in the body, which represents the pathway of evolution. Each chakra is a vortex of vital, conscious, elemental energy around which our individual being takes its material form. The chakras act as energy transformers, stepping down the psychic energy for use by the organs and parts of the physical body, as well as the switches for the latent faculties of the brain. Concentration on the psychic centers while performing asanas and/or other yoga practices opens and activates these energy flows, facilitating the experience of higher planes of consciousness and energy, which one is normally unaware of. The chakras are further described in the following mantras. And further, we will in more detail talk about them. So the chakras, that's what they emphasize, you have to be aware of them. And as they say, this is quite an important sentence in this commentary, that each chakra is a vortex of vital, conscious, and elemental energy, around which our individual being takes its material form. So rather than I have my body and then around my body we have these chakras formed. Like if you think about, I'll give you an example like I gave you in the previous talks as well. I talked about this, about magnetic field around our Earth, geomagnetic field. So we have the Earth, we have the core, metal core spinning there. And it's created this electromagnetic particular current around our Earth with the poles, and the energy flows like that, yeah? So as we talked about electricity, we have usually electricity goes from minus to plus and one current flow. But when we have a sphere, like our planet, for example, and you rotate, yeah? That's the way that the electromagnetic energy field around electric current align itself. And you probably studied it in the physics in school, yeah? Elementary physics first. Years of the physics, you should have been done those type of experiments. And similar with the body, but then it's mean if I have a body, how some people understand and approach the chakras. I have my body and I have this whatever energy centers, which my nerves passages, and then I have my organs, and around them I have these chakras created, kind of, and they consider them as something maybe more mystical. And well, mystical, it's mean like it's not existed, something mythical, yeah, rather than mystical. Mythical, which something probably there, but probably not, and we just assume it's there. We made it up and put it on our physical body. And in a way here it's explained in how you will experience through your practices, so you probably already did, that the chakras is something they come before you got this physical body. So this is like an imprint on which we build up our physical body, and often our physical body represents very, very clearly what's happening on these energy levels, where it's come from, what the story of it was before your rebirth here in this life, and all the tendencies already imprinted in your body, the chakras levels. And through the life, they do change, and we experience some fears or some life experiences we receive. They're affecting the way some chakras get blockages. Sometimes lifestyle can cause worsen physical body and the chakras affected, or opposite, energetically or mentally. We're blocking our energetic field first, and then it's affecting our physical body and disease coming out. So I talked about this in detail as well, and in the chakras course and in my previous videos. So you should see that in this ancient scripts, it's been saying that this comes first, rather than first physical. And we have time to look in the next paragraph. The consciousness is to be rotated through these centers. Next, the mantra mentions the necessity of realizing the 16 adharas, which are the physical supports or basic foundation that the body is dependent on for balance, motion, interaction, and experience. In certain practices of pratyahara, knowledge of the adharas and concentration on them is used to internalize the awareness. Traditionally, the 16 adharans have been identified as the main physical supports: toes, ankles, knees, thighs, perineum, genitals, navel, heart, base of the neck, throat, tongue, nose, eyebrow center, forehead, top, back of the head, and crown. That's a pretty straightforward. And usually these are points that's kind of eyebrow center, knees, thighs. We use all of these points, and you can hear them throughout the classes, sessions, a lot through Yoga Nidra. We repeat them, or whatever meditation, we're breathing through the eyebrow center, or we're just focusing in meditation or pranayama, or even while you're doing your asanas. So if you're a long-term practitioner, you're very well aware of them, especially if you follow Satyananda Bihar school. What is to be said here that you don't have to be like aware of them or memorize them. It's just through the practice. If you, for example, practice yoga and it's not very much familiar language, just make sure that you understand, like navel, it's actually your belly button, yeah, so this center of your stomach. So just to be sure you're clear with your teacher where the location of it. And the consciousness is to be rotated throughout these centers. This rotation explained in Pratyahara is the gradual withdrawal of consciousness from all the external senses of pain and distraction, which keep it tied to the gross material world. So the sage Yankovalkya has instructed his disciple Gargi to develop awareness of these adharas and rise the prana through these centers from the toes to the crown. The consciousness has to ascend from toes to crown and then descend from crown to toes. And Swami Satyananda Saraswati has also instructed yoga aspirants to perfect the experience of their adharas throughout the practice of Yoga Nidra, a technique of Pratyahara which is evolved and expounded. And this is exactly what I just said. The Yoga Nidra is one of the beautiful or important part when you can practice in. And sometimes if you're very new and we're not very aware of your body, it's like if I ask you to become aware, for example, right now of your toes, people might be very obscure, and in the mind they're thinking about totally different places. So it's a very good way in the very beginning, you just touch your toes and create connection with your brain. So close your eyes and touch your toes, for example, and create connection of pubic bone or your belly button. Just touch it and become aware of it, and then release, and then come back to it without touching. So recreate this sensation. I do this a lot in my practice with Brahmadya. So not many people can be aware of this point. You're aware of it, but you have to not just visualize it, or you have to physically feel it through the practice. So I'll say, bring awareness to your eyebrow center, and people kind of bring here. It's very hard. So the very good way is to bring the finger, touch, even press, so you can feel it hard, and then release, and you feel this residue sensation, and just trying to stay with this sensation. The moment you will, through your practices, do this, and you become better and better with feeling your body sensations mentally. So right now, pubic bone, absolutely feel it. And then heart space, toe, left toe, big toe, right ear, so you have to do it in your mind very fast. So you kind of bring awareness there and you feel it. Sometimes we can even awake the energy in that point, make it hotter, colder, or just, whatever, without touching it. So master this through your practice, and Yoga Nidra is one of the best for it. And then when you do some more sophisticated Kriyan yoga practices or meditation, it will push you faster to your state. Hari Om.